Before superheroes dominated movie screens, there was a different kind of action hero. She carried a shotgun, took on drug dealers, corrupt politicians, and organized crime. She wasn't waiting to be rescued. She was doing the rescuing. In the 1970s, one actress became the face of a cinematic revolution and forever changed how Black women were portrayed in Hollywood. Her name was Pam Grier. This is the story of the Queen of Blaxploitation. To understand Pam Grier's rise, we first need to understand the world she entered. By the late 1960s and early 1970s, Hollywood was struggling. Studios were losing audiences, and filmmakers were looking for new ways to attract moviegoers. At the same time, Black audiences were demanding representation that had long been missing from mainstream cinema. This led to the emergence of a controversial but influential genre known as Blaxploitation. The term combines Black and exploitation, referring to films made primarily for urban Black audiences. These movies often feature action, crime, funk music, and Black protagonists at the center of the story. Films like Sweetback Song and Shaft proved that Black-led films could become major box office successes. But while many of these movies focused on male heroes, one actress was about to change that. Pam Grier was born in 1949 and grew up during a period of major social change in America. After moving to Los Angeles, she began working in the film industry and caught the attention of producers at American International Pictures. Her early appearances show undeniable screen presence, but it wasn't long before she landed roles that would make her a star. Unlike many female characters of the era, Pam Grier's characters were tough, independent, and fearless. She wasn't simply a love interest, she was the main character. Everything changed in 1973 with the release of Coffy. In the film, Grier plays a nurse seeking revenge against drug dealers responsible for destroying her sister's life. The movie was violent, stylish, and unapologetically bold. Audiences loved it. Pam Grier became an overnight sensation. 1 year later came Foxy Brown. If Coffy made her a star, Foxy Brown made her a legend. The character was intelligent, resourceful, and willing to confront powerful criminals head-on. At a time when Hollywood rarely allowed Black women to occupy center stage, Grier was carrying entire films on her shoulders. Many fans saw her as a symbol of strength and empowerment. Pam Grier's impact went far beyond entertainment. For many viewers, she represented something rarely seen in American cinema: a Black woman who controlled her own destiny. She fought back, she made decisions, she drove the story. Film historians often point out that long before modern action heroines became common, Pam Grier was already doing it in the 1970s. Her characters challenged stereotypes that limited Black women in film for decades. While critics debated the quality and content of Blaxploitation movies, audiences recognized something important. They were finally seeing Black heroes and heroines occupy spaces Hollywood had traditionally denied them. But the genre wasn't without controversy. Many civil rights organizations criticized Blaxploitation films for relying on crime, violence, drugs, and exaggerated stereotypes. Groups such as the NAACP argue that these movies sometimes reinforce harmful images of Black communities. Supporters, however, saw things differently. They argued that these films created opportunities for Black actors, writers, directors, and musicians at the time, when Hollywood offered them very few. The truth is complicated. Blaxploitation was both groundbreaking and controversial. It opened doors while also raising important questions about representation. And no figure embodies that complexity more than Pam Grier. Although the Blaxploitation era faded by the late 1970s, Pam Grier's influence never disappeared. A new generation discovered her work decades later. In 1997, director Quentin Tarantino casted her in Jackie Brown, a role widely seen as a tribute to her groundbreaking career. The performance earned critical acclaim and introduced her to younger audiences. Today, many actresses and filmmakers cite Pam Grier as a pioneer who helped redefine what women, and especially Black women, could be on screen. From action heroes to anti-heroes, traces of her influence can be seen across modern cinema. Pam Grier wasn't just a star of a movie genre. She became a cultural icon. Her films reflected the energy, tensions, and ambitions of a transformative era in American history. Whether viewed as exploitation, empowerment, or a mix of both, the Blaxploitation movement left a permanent mark on Hollywood. And at its center stood a woman whose confidence, charisma, and fearlessness made her unforgettable. Pam Grier wasn't following the rules, she was rewriting them.
To these movies in the 70s, which I've seen on video. I've seen, it's really a genre of film they don't make anymore. I saw these movies on videotape, I'd say probably starting in the 80s. I never had the experience of seeing one of these Blaxploitation movies in the theater. What was that like? I'm told that was unique.
Oh, you missed it. It was the bomb.
I'm a curator of film and our narratives and our history, and we forget that we develop our audiences to accept a woman performing martial arts or flying a jet plane or whatever. It took a while, so I want to keep that out there so that whenever we're thinking of what do they do for me, what balance, how my daughters can be fighter pilots. I'm getting my aviating license. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Back in the day, women, they're the G-forces. Their bones weren't dense enough to be a pilot. Today, are you kidding me? So the opportunities are there.